What's up, everybody? Welcome back to My Twisted Life in TV. I'm Poetry. You are here for a mini recap of Real Housewives of Potomac. There was not really much that happened on Sunday's episode, so this is just going to be just a video to help us get caught up, or get me caught up, so to speak. I'm sorry, I'm in a different place in my office. I don't have the camera angle right. It looks like I'm looking over that way and my camera's right here. So it looks weird. I look cockeyed or something like that. Like, why am I looking that way when the camera's right there? So my mic is not on, so let me move that because my battery is down. I had to plug my phone up. So I had already recorded 4 minutes of the video too, and the damn camera cut off because my battery was down. Water is so good for y'all. It is so good. All right, so check it out. Real Housewives of Potomac. Basically, this episode focused on Karen and focused on Candiace. Now, I know we got a bit of Monique in here, but the way that they did the show, it made it seem like it was a little bit more one-sided when dealing with the Candiace and Monique situation. And it's funny that I say that because I was totally on the side of Candiace in how that whole fight actually came to fruition for Monique and Candiace. I don't care how much you can't stand Candiace. I don't care how much you think you the baddest bitch out here. Putting your hands on somebody is wrong. And I watched a lot of reviewers. I think I just watched Tammy Roman this morning, and they are still explaining this shit wrong, saying that Candiace threw wine in her face first. No, that is not what happened. Monique put her hands on that girl first, before the wine even got thrown. The wine didn't even get thrown until Monique had a handful of the girl hair. However, I still feel like the way that they are doing, they did last episode, they are trying to make us feel a certain kind of way about Monique. Me, however, speaking about me and myself, I already have my formulated opinions about Monique. I told y'all for the last 3 seasons, I have not liked who she is as a person. I think she's fake, phony, manipulative, but at the same time can be easily manipulated. Candiace is annoying as fuck. I think she's a bit, has a bit of arrogance to her. Can be, actually, I don't even trip off the loudness because fuck, I'm loud. I don't think loudness is a bad trait. They both throw shade. I think the way Candiace throws shade is deadly as fuck. I appreciate the way she throws shade. But she said many times she throws shade, not hands. You know what I'm saying? So she's not necessarily a fighter. However, I think she would if pushed to that limit. Monique, same way. I never thought that she was necessarily a fighter, but she would if pushed to that limit. But Monique has always been the one who said that she would drag a bitch from the beginning to the end. And so when she sits here and say that, that's not me, it's not the person I am. That's who you've been telling us you've been since the beginning, how you would drag a bitch in a minute. You've been saying that since you joined the fucking show. So miss me with that. Anywho, like I said, but I do believe that the way that Bravo is doing this, production is doing this, is wanting us to hate Monique. Like I said, I already had my formulated opinion, so they're not making me do anything, but it's making me see Bravo for what they're doing. We're gonna go with that. Okay, so we start off the episode with Karen. Karen has been invited back to her hometown as the homecoming queen. She gets to ride on the homecoming float and everything like that. And she wanted to take Gizelle and Ashley home with her. Ashley managed to leave the baby at home. Their baby was with Michael. You can't make me believe that baby was with Michael. But she was managed to leave the baby at home, and she was going on this trip. Gizelle and Ashley both were like, why the hell are we here? You know what I'm saying? And Karen said that she chose these 2 women because they have been the ones who have been, over the years, antagonized her about her persona that she puts out. So she wanted to show these ladies who she really is as a person. In other words, I want you bitches to know I'm really am the grand dame. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what it was. But it was a very humbling experience for Karen, I believe. She's still dealing with a lot of issues, a lot of emotions with both her parents dying, the separation. Like, you know, when her parents died, she really looked at the fact that Ray is so much older than her. And like, what if I lose him? What if I lose my husband the same way I just lost my parents? He was the same age as them. You know what I'm saying? So she had that in her mind. I remember her talking about that last season. And between last season and this season, her and Ray have grown apart. And it's like she's fighting for a relationship that he's not even sure if he still want to be in. And that's even more scarier than death, I believe, to Karen at this point. You know, it actually kind of feels like a death to Karen at this point. Like she, you know, she could just, I lost my mama, I lost my daddy. The only one I got left outside of my kids is Ray, and now he's leaving too. You know, he's emotionally separating himself from me. We may be in the same space, but we're not in the same place. You understand what I'm saying? So anyway, I do think that even though this was a humbling experience for Karen, I do think that this also was a way to tell Gizelle and Ashley, y'all bitches really ain't shit compared to me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all talk a good game. Ashley, you came from nothing. So I don't even know why you be up here showboating like you the shit, bitch. Because you ain't had no rise of anything. You had your little crown that you won. Actually, she didn't win. She was a runner-up. She was Miss DC, but she was runner-up in the Miss America or the Miss Universe or something like that. She was runner. She wasn't even runner-up. She won Miss DC, but she didn't. She lost the big crown, whatever. Which I don't know how she always compares herself to Candiace, because Candiace actually won her fucking crown, and it is a real pageant. It's not something so made up minuscule pageant. It is a real pageant. However, because one reason would make me think that Karen really is really trying to show them these bitches ain't shit, and I am, is because when in the confessionals she made a comment about how, you know, she gets a parade, and Gizelle, we went back to your old time and nobody did shit for you. And Gizelle also made a comment, I think Gizelle and Ashley, but I remember Gizelle specifically, made a comment that, okay, Karen, you trying to show us that you all big time in this little podunk town. Like you came, like you, the famous in the town that ain't shit, that ain't nothing, you know, nobody knows this town. It's like a blip on a map. And you like trying to impress me with your status. I mean, it does mean something. And I'm quite sure that being from such a small community that Karen came from, and marrying rich for one, her family having one of the biggest farms in that area providing for the community, gave her some status. You know, they were the slaves who took over the land. They own the land, and they now produce a lot of soy and everything for the community, surrounding community and elsewhere. You know, they are a staple in that town. And like I said, then she married into money. She married one of the richest black men in America. I think Ray was like ranked number 6, if I'm not mistaken, at the time they got married. And on top of that, now being on this TV show for 5 years, she's a fucking celebrity. Because I was like, okay, well, they inviting Karen back for the homecoming. Damn, she graduated 11 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't got no new homecoming queen. They probably have not had another homecoming queen that was as big as Karen Huger has become. As a wife, as a philanthropist, as a business owner, and now as a reality TV star. You know what I'm saying? So in comparison to Gizelle, same thing. She came from meager beginnings. Her family was able to take over the plantation that they were slaves on. They have a presence in New Orleans. However, when they went to New Orleans, there was not a parade in which she was honored. You know, it was, they had everything that went on, Gizelle put together. You know what I'm saying? And they came down and did the little, and they did the little march through the street. And I forgot what the little parade is called. I just love that. But anyway, as Karen was going through town, you could see that she is very, very well loved by her community. Very well loved. And so, like I said, she took Ashley and Gizelle to the farm. They got the ride on the tractors. They met all the family. Grandma, baby, I love her. We've met her before. But yeah, she came down to the house. I remember Grandma coming to the house before. Or was that Karen's mom? I could have sworn it was Grandma came. That she's the one, you see, she had full face of makeup on. I remember Karen talking about her. Grandma never got up. You never saw her without makeup. She always came ready. She came ready for the day. You know what I'm saying? I see my neck looks dark. I don't have my lighting right. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know why I got that light on. But this room has no ceiling light, so I gotta have the studio lights just to have some type of light in this room. My eyebrows almost back in, y'all. Almost. I got a gray hair right there too. Let that go. So anywho, while she was there, Karen showed them also like the church that she grew up in, and where she got her start as being the public speaker is right there, doing testimony in the church, maybe making the church announcements, and her family running the church as well. Her cousin appeared everywhere. Every time they went to a new location, her cousin had already beat them there. He showed up at the homecoming before she did, at the homecoming parade, showed up at the doggone church before she did. But she walked in the door, she was there. Her cousin was everywhere. He was everywhere. At the town must be that big because he walked around quick. But Karen was there, and she was talking about her mom and her daddy, and then the emotions just overwhelmed her. And Ashley and Gizelle was like, we finally get to see a softer side of Karen. She always puts up this exterior, never lets nobody in. And I just kept wondering, like, when we met you guys, Karen and Gizelle said they had been friends for 7 years. What type of friendships do you guys really have? Why do y'all even use the term friends? Y'all not friends. Y'all been associates all this time. That's all y'all really been. That you haven't been able to really get in that understanding with her, or have even cared to inquire about her family background. And same thing for Karen. Y'all didn't know much about Gizelle until y'all went to New Orleans with her. Hell, Gizelle didn't know much about Gizelle until she went to New Orleans for the most part. What kind of friends do y'all have? We've been friends for 7 years. No, y'all haven't. Y'all have known each other. Y'all have hung around in the same circles, but I wouldn't call y'all friends. Anywho, so that's pretty much the whole situation of what was going on with Karen. Gizelle and Ashley, while they were there, they got a phone call from Monique, okay? And, Ashley is still 1,000% in support of Monique. Gizelle, like, I ain't fucking having it. I'm not fucking having it. Fuck her. If she called again, let me know so I can excuse myself. I don't want to hear her voice. I'm done with her. I'm completely done. Karen is still going back and forth on the flip-floppiness. Because again, she clearly says that both of these women are my friends. And Karen, Monique, and Candiace, they really had a genuine friendship. And I could see that friendship play out on social media. And so Karen seems like she's the friend in the middle, and she don't want to side. But however, she's still giving her opinion to both of them. She told Monique she fucked up. You need to check yourself. You need to handle that. You need to get your shit together because this is really disrupting our friendship. She told Candiace, I think this shit was fucked up. She offered her. Every once in a while, she tells a little white lie. Because when she called Candiace and told Candiace, I'm going to have Monique here at the house. Monique wants to share with the rest of the girls her side about what's happening. I'm extending the invitation to you on whether you want to come or not. And Candiace like, nah, I don't want to do that. And I feel some kind of way about you doing it. Okay. But when she talked to Monique and said that she would allow the girls to come to the house, she told Monique, I don't think it'd be a good idea for Candiace to come here, so I'm not going to invite her. But then turned around and invited her. You know what I'm saying? So if Candiace would have came, Monique would have been blindsided because she specifically told Monique in that phone conversation, it's not a good idea for Candiace to be here. It's too soon, so I'm not going to invite her. That's what she said, and then turned around and invited her. Okay, so like I say, some little white lies come out every once in a while. Okay, Karen. Okay, which is making you seem like you like flip-floppity. Um, and then Karen told Ashley and Gizelle at that moment that when she talked to Candiace, she told Candiace if it was her, she would have pressed charges. Gizelle was already like, yeah, before, we would even left the building, the police would have been there if it was me, So Gizelle was already like, yeah, I would have called the police too. So we got Cameron saying that she would have called the police. We got Gizelle 1000% saying she was going to call the police. And Ashley still on the side of Monique, which she, like I said, didn't even see what the fuck happened. So how you on the side of anything? But I guess, you're just going to remain loyal to Monique at this time, because in essence, you really don't like Candiace. You made amends on camera, but for real, you don't like Candiace. You really don't. And this whole little situation right here made it so easy for you to show your ass again, Ashley. Now, another person that's showing their ass is Robyn. Robyn goes over and sits down with Candiace. They've always had communication. I'm not going to really say a friendship, but they've always had a bit of communication. And in that conversation, we learned that Candiace has been considering pressing charges against Monique. And it had everything to do with advice from Karen. Okay. And then Robyn goes on to tell her that Karen has not made a public statement showing that she was appalled or against anything that Monique did. She's been riding with Monique. And which makes Candiace like, wait a minute, she the one that told me to press charges. But that's not what happened, Robyn. Robyn is fucking lying. Karen has said on countless occasions to Monique's face in front of you guys that she was not down with what the fuck happened. Monique was dead ass wrong. She told her that. And so, but she said she would stand with her to help her get through this because she is her friend. She's not going to just abandon her like everybody else is. Everybody else is pretty much writing Monique off. Okay. So, but that ain't what Robyn communicated to Candiace, which is, why do y'all listen to these women? Why do you listen to Gizelle, Ashley, and Robyn tell y'all anything? Somebody on Twitter was talking to me about this whole situation. It was talking about how Candiace instigated the situation. She instigated the fight. However, we seeing all on this show, Robyn is like, no, Monique, you was dead ass wrong. We was all there. We watched it happen. And I felt, but when the girl said it, I was like, and she was like, she was trying to tell me how true it was because Robyn said it. I was like, Robyn, I had to get my doggone Robyn. I had to get my soldier boy on. Like, what the fuck, Robyn? Girl, I ended that conversation. But no point even talking back to that fool. When you realize you're talking to fools, you just stop talking. You know what I'm saying? So then, the dust bunny. So, during this conversation, we also found out too that Robyn has become the new Ray. Okay. 2 years ago, Robyn was dragging you fuck out of Karen about Ray's tax situation and how Karen should have known what was going on in Ray's business and why his taxes are behind. She's the wife. She's a part of it. Well, girl, this is you in your tax situation. This ain't Juan's. This is yours. And she's sitting up here trying to claim that she didn't know. So I've been doing my own accounting, my own bookkeeping. Now I'm in debt $90,000. To the IRS. And there was some unreported income, some income I forgot I made. It was unreported. We as entrepreneurs, and I include myself, we get into these businesses. So literally the business here. We get into these businesses as Black people. We trying to get out underneath the man, working and work for ourselves and build our own. But a lot of times we shortcut shit. And I don't understand why we do that. We don't file our taxes properly. We don't register our business, either do a DBA or get an LLC. We make a little change on the side. We working out the kitchen. We working out the cutting lawns. We doing whatever. writing books, we doing whatever. We making money, but we still are trying to pretend that it's not something that we have to report to the IRS. We trying to do it on the low. We do it through PayPal. You know what I'm saying? Take a little cash here, sell out the trunk there, and then think this shit ain't gonna catch up to you. It's gonna eventually catch up because they looking at how the fuck you living your lifestyle. Where are you getting all this money to move to these townhouses? You know what I'm saying? And then where are you getting this money to buy these houses to flip it? I understand you went in with your moms, but where you get your share? They look at shit like that. And so they start to uncover how you made your money. But yeah, it was so much money that she owed $90,000 worth of taxes. That's what she owed. That's not the amount of money that she owes on. That's what she owes. And the average person's taxes is anywhere between 10 to 28%. She didn't say how long, but she's only been doing this flipping business for a couple of years. So this has happened within a couple of years that you've built up this $90,000 tax debt that you ain't paid. So she has a lien, which means that she's ignored the letters that came from the IRS. Don't act like you didn't know. The IRS said you ain't moved too far too soon. You know what I'm saying? You ain't had enough money to keep moving like you knew. They send you letters. I worked for the IRS. I know they sent you more than one. By the time you get that tax lien letter, it's been a minute that you have ignored the IRS letters, giving you the opportunity to make a payment arrangement. Come on, Robyn. You knew, because that's your fucking debt. I could say Karen may not have known because there was raised business debt. But you drug her. You drug her. So what I'm looking for right now, I need Karen to show up with a box of fucking pieces at your house. That's what I need to have happen. That's petty. I guess I'm in petty mode right there. Okay, and Juan wasn't too happy. You know, Robyn was the reason that the money got fucked up the first time. Robyn was the one who gave all of their money to their friend that fucked them over. He's the one that's no longer with us today. You know, he passed away. But Robyn was the one that did that. She was the one that brought down the finances with her and Juan the first time. And now here you are again, sitting out here on this fat ass debt. You got a fucking lien, and Juan trying to buy a goddamn house with you. He trying to remarry you. She don't know about the marriage again, but they looking to buy houses together. They talking about, you know, they're going to actually get married because she told Juan she didn't want to buy a house unless they were married. Well, is she trying to get Juan to pay her tax debt? Because as soon as they get married, trust me, they're going to hit his ass. They're going to hit him up for everything. So now that's going to pump the brakes on the wedding. And I didn't know this was going on at first because I wasn't following the blogs. But this is probably why the wedding still ain't happening. Because once Juan reattaches himself in marriage back to Robyn, that debt now becomes his as well as a married couple. Even though she incurred that debt individually, and she could get it separated if they file married filing separate, or if they file an offering compromise with the IRS and separate the debt, they could do that. But before they do all that, they gonna hit Juan ass up, baby. I was in the collections department, the person who filed the fucking liens. And we know how to make sure that somebody else filed their taxes. We go after the spouse. Somebody that ain't have shit to do with the money, but we go after that motherfucking spouse. So that way, the spouse can come back and you say, bitch, what the fuck did you just do? That's fucking with my money. So Juan is smart to hold off on this wedding until her tax situation gets straightened out. As soon as they say I do and file a married filing joint tax return, the IRS gonna say thank you. Okay. Yes, they sure in the hell will. I missed that job. I hate the organization, but I missed that job. So anyhow, that's all that was really going on with Robyn. And so, like I said, well, as far as Monique is concerned, Candiace and Monique is concerned, I'm coming to roll those together because I didn't realize it was going to take this long. Candiace is being encouraged by everybody, even her mama, to press charges on Monique. You know, that's pretty much what the whole thing is. And we already know that Candiace pressed charges on her. Monique, she sits down with her, I was going to call him the priest, her pastor. And her pastor basically said the same thing I said about Monique. That whole situation ain't had shit to do with Candiace. Whatever anger you have against Candiace ain't even fucking real. It ain't even justified. What the fuck are you mad about with Candiace? Why do you all of a sudden hate her so much? With the role that she was supposed to have in the friendship with Charisse, why has that triggered you so much? Because you thought she was a real friend. You really looked at her as a sister. That's why it's hurting so much. I already know the answer to that. But she is now keep talking about how fake that friendship was, whatever. But the past say, no, this ain't got shit to do with Candiace. It's got to do with you. And Monique finally admits all my anger didn't have, that I took out on Candiace, it didn't have nothing to do with her. And I need to apologize to that girl. But the problem, like I said, with Monique and how the fact that Monique is fake, she's a tit for tat type of bitch. A tit for tat type of bitch. And so I already know, because as like I say, if you follow the blogs last year, you already know that Monique, when Candiace filed those charges, Monique said, oh, you gonna file charges against me? Fine, I'm gonna file charges against you too. Okay? She's a tit for tat type of motherfucker. Now, you just sat here and admitted that all the aggression that you took out on Candiace and you have been taking out on Candiace has nothing to do with Candiace. It all has to do with Charisse and that old best friend. Okay, it all has to do with Chris and their relationship and how that's feeling. And I see just based off of this episode that Chris is really disappointed in Monique, which is causing another strain on their relationship. In addition to the fact that Chris is cool with white boy Chris, right? And he like, you done fucked up my friendship. I can't even call my friend up now and just say how you doing because our wives are fighting. Because you slammed his wife's head down on the doggone table. That's a problem. You know what I'm saying? And the pastor told her, look, you need to check yourself. To quit trying to place blame on other people. Check what you got going on. And fix that shit. You know what I'm saying? So when we left there, Monique was like, okay, fine. I'm going to talk to Candiace. I'm going to have a sit down with Candiace. But somewhere between there and probably the next episode, like I said, Candiace actually pressed charges because Karen said press charges. Gizelle said press charges. She talked to Robyn about press charges. Robyn didn't say don't do it. You know, she just was like, sat there in shock about it. And her mama is like, she cannot get away with it. She cannot have no consequence to her actions. So her mama is saying press charges. Everybody is in Candiace's ear saying press charges. She pressed charges. I don't think she really wanted to do it. On top of the fact that Monique is saying that she ain't had no more remorse, and she's unaware of the conversation that Monique is having with her pastor right now. You sit here telling me that we was friends. I called you my sister. Like I'm saying, like we were the Bompsy twins, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? They were the frickin' frack. They were Portia and Phaedra. They were like that. You know what I'm saying? And you telling me you ain't got no remorse? And Candiace is clearly showing a deepened sadness about what happened, about the fact that their friendship is falling apart or fell apart, especially to this extent. And Monique like, fuck her, I don't care. Fuck her. That's how Monique was feeling. So with all that as accumulation, Candiace is like, you know what? Press charges. You know what I'm saying? So when Monique finds out that Candiace press charges, all that I'm finna apologize to her shit, that's gonna go out the window, baby. That's going out the window. Trust and believe. This has been Real Housewives of Potomac. I am Poetry. Thank y'all for being patient with me. My work schedule has been crazy as fuck. I have not been off work before 9 p.m. every day this week. And the one day I was off, my off day, I was at the hospital with my mama. She was having her eye surgery. The surgery went well. Thank y'all for the well wishes. If you're not subscribed to this channel, go ahead and subscribe. And one day soon, videos are going to resume as they should on this channel. Talk to y'all later. Peace.